Welcome back, YouTube. Renaissance here with G and J.
Welcome back.
There's been a couple of good fights on TV that we've noticed over the last couple of weeks, and I think, to be honest, that the Zone, PBC, Top Rank, they deserve to be commended because if anything they've done well is bring together these 135-pound, what we call lightweight division fights, all around the same time of year. So we would compare them. So we would start to think about these potential matchups, and that's actually what we want to talk about: the potential matchups that are left on the table for 135-pound division and what happened so far. I'll just list some of the fights that happened, and Jay, I'm gonna bring it back to you to let me know what you thought about those fights. So far, we had Devin Haney versus Gamboa at
Right.
135 pounds, which is lightweight. We had Gervonta Tank Davis, who beat Gamboa for a vacant belt at 135, fought Leo Santa Cruz at 130 for both the 135-pound belt and the 130 belt. We saw before that, we saw Teofimo Lopez fight Lomachenko at 135 pounds for a slew of belts to not become undisputed, but a unified lightweight champion. And then upcoming, that got postponed, we have Ryan Garcia fighting on DAZN against Luke Campbell. Not a title fight, but it's a big step up for him. So the fights that did happen, what did you think about those?
The fights that did happen, I mean, I've been pleased with them. Now I can't say the same for the total cards. Some of these cards have been disappointing in the beginning prelims or whatever. But on the other hand, some have been just all out knockout fest like
Yes.
the Tank Davis card. That was what, four straight knockouts. We don't know what happened before that, but the Showtime card is what matters. Um, but I think everybody's had a pretty good showing. I don't think anybody has really folded or necessarily. The only person that really went out on their shield was Leo Santa Cruz. So
Right.
everybody's done well, and even Leo Santa Cruz's effort is commendable. And he's such a respectable fighter that none of his fans are gonna leave him. And I would go as far to say that he might have even gained some fans even with that knockout.
Yep. So that's the Tank fight. The Teofimo Lopez Lomachenko fight.
Um, I would say Tiafimo definitely showed more of himself, showed more than we knew that he was actually capable of, which is pretty dope. Outside of that, I would say that, well, for us, we kind of, I wouldn't say that I kind of knew, but I had my suspicions about Lomachenko's reach.
Right.
Most fighters kind of succumb to the. I mean, I want to chalk it up to footwork, but it has something to do with the mystique as well. I mean, because although he hits hard, I mean, is he like an incredible knockout puncher? No, I think a lot of people just are not mentally ready for that type of a barrage, or weren't even preparing themselves for it, which is
Right.
mind blowing to me, knowing that you went into a situation with that type of fighter. So I was glad to see that a fighter that the age of Tiafimo made the proper adjustments, even though they were difficult adjustments, and got the
Right.
job done. So
Right. So you got Tank came on top on in the Leo Santa Cruz fight, who could fight at 135. We got Tiafimo who beat, the boogeyman of the division, Lomachenko. So you got him. You got then we have Devin Haney versus Gamboa. What do you think about Devin Haney versus Gamboa?
now, I think that a lot of people are kind of sleeping on Devin Haney's performance. The only reason
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that is because he didn't get the knockout, and initially I wanted to make that a knock on him, but then I thought about it. Gamboa is the type of fighter that is gonna make it difficult for you, like, and you got to realize his pedigree as well. Like, he's not gonna want to get knocked out. He's not gonna want to. The only time I've seen him, just kind of go for that was with Crawford, and I just really don't see him going through that again.
Yeah.
And he had kind of an incentive to do that, being injured but still being able to kind of perform. So
Right.
saying all that to say this, I want to give Devin Haney a little bit more credit. At the same time, I am disappointed with his level of power considering.
Right.
So
I was waiting. I was waiting on that Ryan Garcia Luke Campbell fight. It was coming right after these. We had to see them in succession, one after another. We just kept reassessing and reordering the 135-pound division. We had the Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia fight about to come right after. Everybody's talking shit, and then it gets postponed because what? They said Luke Campbell has COVID, or you got a positive test.
Yeah.
We need that fight to happen to wrap things up. Prediction that you have Ryan Garcia winning?
You said Ryan Garcia and Campbell.
Yeah, did you have Ryan Garcia winning that?
Honestly, I got it more so 50-50.
Okay. As they get closer and I see these fights and I look back at his tape, you know, fighting these veteran fighters, Lomachenko was a veteran, stayed away from Teofimo Lopez for 6 rounds without getting touched. You had Leo Santa Cruz being the veteran, giving our boy Tank some problems in the early rounds. You had Devin Haney dealing with Gamboa and not being able to stop him because he was a veteran. And I'm thinking about it like that's a theme around here. These veterans not laying down. Your boy Crawford about to mess with one too. We'll talk about that later. But you said 50-50 and I'm getting closer to 50-50. I probably had a 70-30. I'm at 60-40 now. I'm at 60-40 now.
Honestly, and I'm going more so 55-45 for Luke because Luke has the. Here's why. Luke has the experience, as we're talking about. Luke showed his level of skill and ability against the top fighter at that particular time, and he gave Lomachenko problems that we did not expect him to give.
You know what?
Those are the type of problems that Ryan is not ready for. He got a better jab than Ryan Garcia. He got better defense on that jab than Ryan Garcia. And if he can't get past that, he got serious problems.
I mean, they're both long.
Exactly, but I think he got longer arms than Garcia too. So
right. I mean, Ryan does seem really robotic. So we got to see. But yeah, I've not had to see him box anyone. I've not seen him in position.
The biggest factor to me from the Ryan Garcia side is if he has not gotten disciplined when tucking that chin, it's a wrap. Because you're at that level now.
He's at that level.
I'm not going to say that Luke has, just crazy knockout power, but you're at that level where everybody up there can hurt you.
Okay, so first question. Would Tank beat Luke Campbell?
Yeah, but Luke would give him problems too.
Yeah, Luke would give him problems, but he's stopping him. But he's stopping him eventually. Would Teofimo beat him? Absolutely.
Yes, but they're just power. You just named 2 knockout punches.
No. I'm going down the list. I'm just going down the list.
Right. But I'm just saying that. But go ahead.
Well, Teofimo is he's more polished at this age than the rest of them, putting his power and boxing ability together. And he's been at this weight class his whole career. So I know he's stopping Luke. Especially the way he outboxed Lomachenko.
Right.
So then we have Devin Haney. Could Devin Haney is it an absolute victory for Devin Haney to fight Luke Campbell?
I would say he has a better chance than Garcia.
Ooh, you're right though. You're actually right. a slightly better chance just because he's more awkward. He's more defensively. He's more defensively sound and responsible. And I think this is going to take some defense in that fight because there's going to be times where Luke says, "I'm not going to engage," and then when I do engage, it may be when you're at a disadvantage. You might have wasted some energy, so you're going to need some defense, which gets me more interested in the fight, which was supposed to happen.
What I'm thinking about, like what just popped in my mind is with Devin Haney being definitely the best at his age, but just in the division, he's probably the best out of that little harem of fighters at fighting backwards. Now we know that Ryan Garcia's bread and butter is coming forward. So somebody's number one against somebody else's number one. I think Devin has more defensive responsibility than Ryan does, especially in that specific situation. That's a problem. But does Devin Haney have the pop to take the type of advantage of it that we really want him to take?
Yeah, I don't think he has the punch. Which brings me to pretty much the point of the video. Or part of the point of the video. Let's rank them from one. How many of the top guys do we have? We have Teofimo. Loma is still there, so he can fight them too. So we have Teofimo, we have Loma, we have Tank Davis, we have Ryan, we have I'll put Devin Haney, then I'll say Ryan Garcia. We'll throw Luke in there just to cause problems for some people. Who is number one? Who's the number one dude?
Hold on. Who's the honorable mention? I already know who I'm gonna say. Who's your honorable mention?
It's not Gary Russell.
Nope, because we gonna leave him in the 126 to 130 conversation.
I mentioned Luke Campbell. I don't know any honorable mentions.
Jorge Linares. He would give a lot of them fighters problems.
I think they all beat him though. But you're right.
Some of them might need though. Some of them not though. I mean, he is the oldest. He is the oldest out of this entire lineup. But I think his experience and his power would get him through at least one of them.
Well, we can put him in there because somebody may end up fighting him just for a tune-up for another fighter. But number one, I got Teofimo Lopez.
Right, I agree.
Number two, all things aside, I got Tank at number two.
Yep, I was just about to say that because he got a W, he got in an impressive fashion, and Vasyl Lomachenko got knocked off the top spot. So we can't leave you in that second spot if the person that was in the 3 spot just got a fantastic knockout. So I feel you.
Okay, then Loma at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Haney at 4.
Mm-hmm.
Garcia at 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have your honorable mentions, Luke Campbell and Jorge.
Actually, nope. Garcia ain't fought nobody. So either him and Luke Campbell are tied, or Luke Campbell is above him.
I think Luke Campbell lost to Jorge Linares. I mean, yes, Garcia has not fought anybody, and Tank has not fought anybody except Leo Santa Cruz, which is, as far as experience and actual achievements, is better than everybody that the other guys fought except for Loma and except for Teofimo. He's better than pretty much everybody else. Because I don't know if the Jorge Linares of the world, I don't know if the Luke Campbells can deal with that type of volume and that type of skill from Leo Santa Cruz.
Right.
But with that being said, you looking at the game, looking at the timeline, looking at COVID, looking at the recent performances, what do you think the next fights? If Garcia beats Luke Campbell, what do you think the next fights are at 135?
If Garcia beats Campbell,
I got some to throw out there.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Who do I think he's going to look for personally, or what do I think?
What do you think is going to actually happen? What do you think is actually going to happen?
I don't think that they're going to jump him up. I think they're going to baby step their way into that superstar realm, since Luke to them is going to be kind of like a gatekeeper, I guess. Got to be Devin Haney. Got to be, because
who's that? I'm saying everybody. I'm saying after that fight is over, now the 135-pound division, everybody got to make fights. So the fights that are going to connect after that. So you're saying
the one that I think makes the most sense with the social backing, the youth, and just two really young, I wouldn't even say champions. Is Garcia like an intercontinental champion or something like that?
I don't know. They gave him some baby belt for WBC. You know them.
Right. Which is cool. But yeah, that's the one I see happening the most, because I just don't see him making a jump to the top 3. I don't see that happening for him in the next fight.
Right. So I have it like this.
Even if he knocks Luke Campbell out in the first round, I still don't see that happening.
Oscar seems to be stepping back a little bit more, because I saw a recent interview with Oscar De La Hoya where he did not mention Tank Davis. But he definitely, if he don't want Tank, he definitely don't want Teofimo. He's going to get smashed. Teofimo's he's too comfortable in his style right now, and he punches too hard at that weight class. He's too well schooled for Garcia to fight him right away. And he's not even as big as he's supposed to get. And his fight with Tank, who will take punches, you got a better chance of raising his stock, especially in the Mexican-American and Mexican community, just like Leo Santa Cruz's stock rose. Like, you can have a couple of wars actual wars, not being dominated with fighters in that community because they're more excited about a good fight than they are about their guy being undefeated or beating the best guy. They just want a guy to support. So
Right.
with that being said, I say when everybody think about it, put Tank with Garcia. Now you're gonna get the super duper A side. You're gonna get the YouTube sensation Ryan Garcia, who already had what they said he got 5 million Instagram followers, and you get Tank, who has about 3
If
million.
if you're in the millions, you're in the category in yourself.
So you put them the two together, especially African American Latino fight, super fight. Oh, we talking about money. So whoever comes out of that is like the most popular dude out. It's gonna be like Felix Trinidad or Oscar. You're gonna be big. So
Right.
then you got Devin Haney, who's slick, but can play defense a little bit much. And if you are a boxer puncher and you pressure like Teofimo does, you can see yourself winning that fight and getting some more credibility on your end. And you can look at it and say, you know, I can win that fight just out of activity. I don't got to worry about him hurting me. He couldn't hurt Gamboa. So I can see over here on this other side, them fighting. Loma, if he doesn't get picked up, there's a couple guys calling him out. One of them is Gary Russell still talking trash. So he can get smashed on. Or Teofimo just lost at 130 against a hard puncher at 130, gave him problems.
You said
Leo
Teofimo just lost.
Huh?
Who just lost? Who just lost?
Leo Santa Cruz. If I said the wrong name, it's Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz just lost to Tank in a back and forth fight until he got knocked out by a big puncher. Again, Gary Russell's talking trash. So Gary Russell's actually put himself in the wheelhouse of several fighters. So I say the best moves and the moves I think they're going to make, looking at everything, despite who I might want somebody to fight, is Garcia fighting Tank in 2021 with some type of audience, and Teofimo Lopez fighting Devin Haney. And then we can see what happens after that. I mean, we can watch and we can see how true these predictions are, you know, in a couple months here after these, you know, the Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell fight takes place. But I think those are the next two fights.
Yeah, I just business wise, I see what you're saying. You know what I mean? It's like as far as the draw, but as far as the sizable step that his promoter is willing to let him make, I don't see anybody letting him fight Teofimo, Vasil, Gervonta, and barely letting him fight Devin. Like he might mess around and fight Richard Comey or somebody.
So you do have one point. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are with the same promotional or same distribution company who distributes their fights to Zone. So that is an easier fight to make. So we could see that, and we could see Tank possibly fighting Gary Russell and knocking Gary Russ, and that's going to sell as well because that's for the streets.
Right. Now, well, with it being an easier fight to make, with them both being part of the Zone, what perspective do you think the Zone is going to come from? Where, you know, those are two very large fish for them. You know what I mean? Maybe they don't want to take out one of the big fish personally. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you take out one of the big fish, you leave one in the pond who ends up bigger, who you can sell to another network. I see him possibly doing that because if you lose against another network, now they completely erase that stock, and you didn't get a chance to monetize them with a fighter of your own. I see that tactic. Bob Arum uses that all the time. Oscar De La Hoya uses it all the time, and I think Floyd is going to start using that as well. But shoot, I mean, I think that pretty much wraps up what I wanted to talk about as far as the 135-pound division. You got anything else to add?
No, I think we pretty much cleared everybody that's relevant up.
All right. 135-pound division, 2020. It should end great as long as Luke Campbell and Ryan Garcia fight. We'll see what happens. Let's go into 2021 with some optimism. I'll say that. Minnesota, we out.